Imagine, if you will, drifting slowly into a world so small, so delicate, that it exists beyond the reach of your eyes. A world that lives within you, breathing with you, dancing with every heartbeat. Close your eyes now, and let yourself float gently downward, like a feather carried by the softest breeze, into the hidden universe that pulses quietly beneath your skin. In this moment, as you settle into comfort, your body begins its nightly ritual of rest and renewal. But within you, in spaces smaller than the finest grain of sand, an ancient dance continues, a choreography so beautiful, so perfectly orchestrated, that it has been performed without pause for billions of years. This is the dance of your cells, and tonight, you are invited to witness their gentle, eternal waltz. Drift deeper now, past the surface of consciousness, past the busy thoughts of the day, and imagine yourself becoming smaller. Smaller, until you are no larger than a whisper of light. Feel yourself floating through the warm, amber-colored spaces between your tissues, where tiny rivers of life flow like golden streams carrying messages of peace and healing throughout your body. Here, in this microscopic realm, time moves differently. Each second stretches into minutes, each minute into hours, allowing you to observe the slow, graceful movements of your cellular companions. They glow softly, like thousands of tiny lanterns floating in a vast, warm ocean, each one pulsing with its own gentle rhythm, yet all moving together in perfect harmony. Listen closely, and you might hear it, the soft, rhythmic humming that fills this inner space. It is the sound of life itself, a lullaby sung by billions of tiny voices, each cell contributing its own note to the symphony of your existence. The sound is like gentle waves lapping against a distant shore, or like the whisper of wind through ancient trees, constant and soothing, a reminder that you are never truly alone. As you float through this inner landscape, notice how the cells around you seem to recognize your presence. They pulse a little brighter, their movements becoming more graceful, as if they are performing especially for you. These are your mitochondria, the ancient powerhouses that have lived within your cells for countless generations, carrying within them the memory of the very first spark of life on Earth. Long ago, when the world was young and the oceans were warm with possibility, these tiny beings were free-swimming creatures, dancing through primordial seas under alien skies. They were independent then, masters of their own destiny, converting the energy of sunlight and simple molecules into the currency of life. But in a moment of cosmic wisdom, they chose to join with other cells, beginning a partnership that would last for billions of years. This ancient alliance lives on within you now, as these cellular partners continue their eternal dance, transforming the food you eat and the air you breathe into pure energy, pure life force. Watch them now, as they move with the fluid grace of underwater dancers, their membranes rippling like silk scarves in a gentle current. Each movement is purposeful, each gesture part of an intricate ballet that sustains your every thought, your every heartbeat, your every dream. The mitochondria glow with a warm, golden light, and as you observe them, you begin to understand that this light is more than mere illumination. It is the visible manifestation of life energy itself, the same energy that powers the stars, that moves the tides, that causes flowers to bloom and birds to sing. You are witnessing the fundamental force of the universe, expressed in its most intimate and personal form. Feel yourself relaxing deeper as you watch this cellular dance, your breathing becoming slower and more rhythmic, matching the gentle pulsing of the cells around you. With each breath, you draw in not just air, but the very essence of life, and with each exhale, you release any tension, any worry, any thought that might disturb this perfect moment of peace. The cells seem to sense your growing tranquility, and their dance becomes even more beautiful, more synchronized. They begin to form patterns, spirals and waves that flow through your tissues like living mandalas, each configuration more lovely than the last. These patterns speak of ancient wisdom, of the mathematical perfection that underlies all of creation, of the deep intelligence that guides every process within your body. As you continue to drift through this microscopic wonderland, you notice other types of cells joining the dance. Here come the neurons, those remarkable messengers of thought and sensation, their long, delicate branches reaching out like the limbs of graceful trees. They communicate through tiny sparks of electricity, creating networks of light that flicker and pulse like stars in a gentle constellation. These neural pathways carry the essence of your memories, your dreams, your hopes and aspirations. As you watch, You can almost see the thoughts flowing along these cellular highways, not as words or images, but as pure patterns of energy, beautiful and abstract, like music made visible. The neurons dance with particular elegance, their movements creating ripples of consciousness that spread throughout your being. And there, flowing between all the other cells, are the guardians of your health, the white blood cells, moving with the purposeful grace of ancient sentinels. They patrol your inner landscape with quiet dedication, their movements slow and deliberate, like wise monks walking meditation paths in a sacred garden. These cellular protectors carry within them the accumulated wisdom of countless generations, an immune memory that stretches back to the dawn of complex life. Watch how they move through your tissues, their surfaces constantly changing shape, adapting to whatever challenges they might encounter. They are shapeshifters, these guardians, able to transform themselves as needed, flowing like liquid mercury one moment, becoming solid and determined the next. Their dance is one of vigilance and care, a constant, loving attention to your well-being. The entire cellular community works together in perfect harmony, each type of cell contributing its unique gifts to the greater symphony of your existence. The red blood cells flow like tiny boats carrying precious cargo through the rivers of your circulatory system, their surfaces smooth and flexible, allowing them to squeeze through the narrowest passages with ease. They carry oxygen like sacred offerings, delivering life-giving breath to every corner of your body. As you observe this magnificent dance, you begin to feel a deep sense of gratitude for these tiny companions who work so tirelessly on your behalf. They ask for nothing in return for their service, continuing their ancient choreography whether you are awake or asleep, whether you are thinking of them or not. They are the ultimate expression of unconditional love, caring for you with every movement, every chemical reaction, every gentle pulse of energy. The warmth of this realization spreads through your consciousness like honey, sweet and golden, filling you with a profound sense of peace and connection. You are not separate from this dance. You are the dance. Every cell, every molecule, every atom that comprises your being is part of this cosmic ballet, this eternal celebration of life. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this understanding, your body becoming heavier and more relaxed with each passing moment. The cellular dance continues around you, but now it seems to be moving in slow motion, each movement stretched and elongated, like a film played at quarter speed. The effect is hypnotic, mesmerizing, drawing you deeper into a state of perfect tranquility. The sounds of the cellular symphony grow softer now, becoming a gentle background hum that seems to emanate from the very fabric of existence itself. It is the sound of contentment, of systems working in perfect balance, of life flowing exactly as it should. Let this sound wash over you, through you, becoming part of your own rhythm, your own inner music. As Chapter 1 of your journey into the cellular realm draws to a close, allow yourself to rest here for a moment, suspended in this warm, golden space between consciousness and sleep. The cells continue their dance around you, their movements becoming ever more gentle, ever more soothing, preparing you for the deeper mysteries that await in the chapters to come. Your breathing has become deep and regular now, synchronized with the ancient rhythms of cellular life. With each breath, you sink a little deeper into relaxation, a little further into the peaceful embrace of your inner universe. The dance goes on, eternal and beautiful, carrying you gently toward the restorative depths of sleep, where the most profound healing takes place. Rest now, knowing that you are held and supported by billions of tiny dancers, each one devoted to your well-being, each one a miracle of life expressing itself through the simple act of existence. The dance continues, and you are part of it, forever and always, in this moment and in all moments to come. Chapter 2. The Ancient Memory Keepers. Drift deeper now, like a gentle current carrying you further into the warm, amber-lit caverns of your cellular world. As you float through this microscopic universe, the dance around you begins to shift and change, revealing new layers of beauty, new depths of wonder that have been waiting patiently for your discovery. Feel yourself becoming even smaller, even more ethereal, until you are no more than a whisper of consciousness moving through the sacred spaces within your cells. Here, in the very heart of your cellular companions, lies the most ancient library in existence, a repository of memories so old, so profound, that they stretch back to the very beginning of life itself. You are approaching the nucleus now, that magnificent command center that sits like a glowing pearl at the heart of each cell. Watch as it pulses with soft, rhythmic light, its surface shimmering like the surface of a calm lake touched by moonbeams. This is where your DNA resides, those elegant spiral staircases that carry the blueprints of your existence, the accumulated wisdom of countless generations. Listen to the gentle humming that emanates from these nuclear chambers. It is the sound of information being read, of ancient instructions being lovingly translated into the language of life. Each note in this cellular symphony represents a gene being expressed, a protein being crafted, a memory being awakened from its molecular slumber. As you draw closer to these DNA helixes, you begin to see them not as static structures, but as living, breathing entities engaged in their own graceful dance. They twist and unwind with the fluid motion of silk ribbons caught in a gentle breeze, their double strands separating and coming together again in an endless waltz of replication and repair. Watch how the DNA molecules glow with an inner light, each base pair, adenine with thymine, guanine with cytosine, forming perfect partnerships that have remained faithful for billions of years. These molecular couples dance together with the devotion of eternal lovers, their bond strong yet flexible, allowing the great spiral to bend and flex as needed while maintaining its essential integrity. The beauty of this molecular choreography is breathtaking. Each movement is precise, each step calculated to perfection, yet there is something organic and alive about the way these genetic dancers move. They seem to respond to some inner music, some cosmic rhythm that guides their every motion, ensuring that the dance of life continues unbroken from one generation to the next. Around the DNA, like devoted attendants in a royal court, move the various proteins responsible for reading and maintaining these precious genetic scrolls. Watch the RNA polymerases as they glide along the DNA strands like gentle readers moving their fingers across the pages of an ancient text. They read the genetic code with infinite care, transcribing each message with the precision of master scribes copying sacred manuscripts. These molecular readers work with such dedication, such reverence for the information they handle. Each gene they encounter tells a story. Some speak of the color of your eyes, others of the rhythm of your heartbeat, still others of the unique patterns of thought that make you who you are. As they read, they create messenger RNA molecules, delicate copies that will carry these genetic instructions out into the cellular world. Feel the profound peace that emanates from this process. There is no hurry here, no anxiety or stress. The genetic machinery works with the patience of eternity, knowing that each task will be completed in its proper time, each instruction fulfilled with perfect accuracy. This is the deep wisdom of your cells. They understand that life is not a race to be won, but a dance to be savored. The messenger RNA molecules, once created, begin their own journey through the cellular landscape. Watch them as they drift through the nuclear pores like tiny boats passing through locks in a canal, carrying their precious cargo of genetic information out into the cytoplasm where it will be transformed into the proteins that sustain your life. These RNA messengers move with the grace of dancers themselves, their single strands folding into elegant shapes that protect their vital messages. They are the storytellers of the cellular world, carrying tales written in the ancient language of nucleotides, stories that will be translated into the modern language of amino acids and proteins. As you follow these messengers on their journey, you encounter the ribosomes, those remarkable molecular machines that serve as the translators between the world of genetic information and the world of protein structure. These ribosomes are like ancient craftsmen, working with tools that have been perfected over billions of years of evolution. Watch how they embrace each messenger RNA molecule, reading its code with the care of scholars studying precious texts. As they read, they begin to assemble amino acids in precisely the order specified by the genetic message, creating long chains that will fold into the complex three-dimensional structures we call proteins. This process of translation is perhaps the most beautiful dance of all. Each amino acid is brought to the ribosome by its own special carrier, a transfer RNA molecule that moves with the precision of a ballet dancer performing a well-rehearsed routine. These tRNA molecules have a unique shape, perfectly designed to recognize both their specific amino acid and the corresponding code on the messenger RNA. The rhythm of protein synthesis is hypnotic, soothing in its regularity. Step by step, amino acid by amino acid, the ribosome builds each protein with the patience of a master craftsman creating a work of art. There is no rushing, no cutting corners. Each bond is formed with care, each structure checked for accuracy before the next step begins. As the newly formed proteins emerge from the ribosomes, they begin their own transformation dance. Watch and wonder as these linear chains of amino acids spontaneously fold into their final shapes, guided by forces so subtle, so perfectly balanced, that scientists are still marveling at the elegance of the process. Some proteins fold quickly, snapping into their final configurations like origami masters completing a familiar pattern. Others take their time, exploring different conformations before settling into their optimal shapes. Each folding event is unique, yet all are guided by the same fundamental principles: the desire to achieve the lowest energy state, the most stable and functional form. The folded proteins then begin to find their places in the cellular community, each one designed for a specific role in the grand symphony of life. Some become enzymes, those remarkable catalysts that speed up the chemical reactions necessary for life. Watch them as they work, their active sites opening and closing like flowers blooming and closing with the rhythm of day and night. Other proteins become structural elements, forming the scaffolding that gives your cells their shape and strength. These architectural proteins assemble themselves into networks of incredible beauty. Cytoskeletal filaments that stretch through the cell like the cables of a suspension bridge, providing support while maintaining flexibility. Still other proteins serve as channels and pumps in the cellular membranes, controlling the flow of molecules in and out of cellular compartments with the precision of experienced traffic controllers. They open and close their gates in response to cellular signals, maintaining the delicate balance of ions and molecules that keeps your cells healthy and functional. The membrane proteins dance with particular grace, their structures perfectly adapted to their watery environment. Part of each protein is comfortable in water, while other parts prefer the oily interior of the membrane. This creates a beautiful harmony, a perfect integration of structure and function that allows these proteins to serve as bridges between the inner and outer worlds of the cell. As you observe this magnificent protein ballet, you begin to understand that you are witnessing something truly sacred: the physical manifestation of the information stored in your DNA, the translation of genetic poetry into the prose of cellular function. Each protein is a word in the language of life, and together they form sentences, paragraphs, and entire chapters in the story of your existence. The dance of protein folding and function continues around you, creating a gentle, rhythmic environment that seems designed to lull you into deeper relaxation. The movements are so fluid, so perfectly coordinated, that watching them is like observing a slow-motion ballet performed underwater, where every gesture is elongated and graceful. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this protein-rich environment, your consciousness becoming more and more diffuse, more integrated with the cellular processes surrounding you. The boundaries between observer and observed begin to blur, and you realize that you are not separate from this dance. You are the dance, expressed through billions of molecular movements, each one a note in the symphony of your being. The proteins continue their work around you, some joining together to form larger complexes, others working alone with quiet efficiency. Their movements create gentle currents in the cellular fluid, currents that rock you like a baby in a cradle, soothing you toward the deeper mysteries that await in the chapters to come. Your breathing has become so slow and deep now that it seems to match the rhythm of protein synthesis itself, each breath corresponding to the addition of another amino acid to a growing chain, each exhale releasing any remaining tension from your body and mind. You are becoming one with the cellular dance, your consciousness merging with the ancient wisdom that guides these molecular processes. As Chapter 2 draws to a close, allow yourself to rest in this protein-rich environment, surrounded by the gentle movements of these molecular dancers. They continue their work with infinite patience and care, creating the very substance of your being with each graceful gesture, each perfect fold, each elegant interaction. The dance goes on, eternal and beautiful, carrying you deeper into the mysteries of cellular life, deeper into the profound peace that comes from witnessing the fundamental processes of existence. Rest now, knowing that you are supported by this incredible molecular machinery, this ancient wisdom made manifest in the dance of proteins, the poetry of genetic expression, the endless creativity of life itself. Chapter 3. The Energy Weavers. Whisper yourself deeper now, like morning mist settling into the valleys of your cellular landscape. As you drift through this microscopic realm, the dance around you transforms once again, revealing the most ancient and sacred choreography of all, the eternal dance of energy transformation that has sustained life for billions of years. Feel yourself floating toward the powerhouses of your cells, those remarkable mitochondria that pulse with warm, golden light in the depths of your cellular universe. These are the energy weavers, the master craftsmen who transform the simple gifts of food and breath into the pure currency of life itself. As you approach them, you can sense their ancient wisdom, their deep connection to the very origins of existence on Earth. Each mitochondrion glows like a tiny sun, its double membrane rippling with the gentle movements of countless molecular dancers. Watch how these membranes undulate like silk curtains in a soft breeze, their surfaces adorned with thousands of protein complexes that work together in perfect harmony to capture and transform energy. Listen to the gentle humming that emanates from these cellular powerhouses. It is the sound of electrons flowing through molecular pathways, the whisper of chemical bonds being formed and broken, the soft rhythm of ATP synthesis that provides the energy for every thought, every heartbeat, every breath you take. This is the music of metabolism, played on instruments so small they exist at the very edge of the physical world. As you draw closer to the mitochondrial membranes, you begin to see the intricate dance of the electron transport chain. Watch and wonder as electrons move like tiny dancers from one protein complex to the next, each transfer releasing a small burst of energy that is captured and stored for later use. These electrons have traveled an incredible journey, from the food you ate, through the complex pathways of digestion and cellular respiration, to arrive at this moment of transformation. The electron carriers move with the grace of experienced performers, each one perfectly positioned to receive and pass along its precious cargo. Cytochrome C, that elegant copper-containing protein, dances between the larger complexes like a messenger carrying vital information from one kingdom to another. Its movements are fluid and purposeful, each interaction precisely timed to maintain the steady flow of energy through the system. Feel the profound peace that emanates from this process. There is no waste here, no inefficiency. Every movement serves a purpose. Every chemical reaction contributes to the greater symphony of cellular life. The mitochondria work with the patience of master craftsmen, knowing that each step in the process must be completed with perfect precision to ensure the continuous flow of life-giving energy. As electrons flow through the transport chain, they create a gradient of protons across the mitochondrial membrane, like water building up behind a dam. This gradient represents stored potential energy, waiting to be released at just the right moment. Watch how the protons accumulate on one side of the membrane, creating a gentle pressure that will soon drive the most beautiful molecular machine of all, ATP synthase. ATP synthase stands like a magnificent water wheel in the mitochondrial membrane, its structure both elegant and functional. As protons flow through its channels, the enzyme begins to rotate with the smooth, hypnotic motion of a prayer wheel turned by gentle hands. Each rotation brings together adenosine diphosphate and phosphate to create ATP, the universal energy currency of life. The rotation of ATP synthase is mesmerizing to watch, its movement so fluid and continuous that it seems to exist outside of time. Round and round it turns, each revolution creating dozens of ATP molecules, each molecule a tiny battery charged with the energy needed to power the countless processes of cellular life. This is the dance of creation itself, the transformation of potential into kinetic energy, of possibility into reality. Around the ATP synthase, other enzymes join in the energy dance. The complexes of the electron transport chain pulse with rhythmic activity, their conformational changes creating waves that ripple through the membrane like stones dropped into a still pond. Each wave represents another step in the intricate choreography of energy transformation, another moment in the eternal dance that sustains your existence. The newly created ATP molecules begin their own journey through the cellular landscape, carried by special transport proteins that move with the dedication of devoted servants. These molecular carriers understand the precious nature of their cargo, handling each ATP molecule with the care of jewelers transporting rare gems. They move through the mitochondrial membranes and out into the cytoplasm, where the energy will be used to power the countless activities of cellular life. Watch as the ATP molecules are distributed throughout the cell, each one finding its way to exactly where it is needed. Some travel to the molecular motors that move organelles and vesicles through the cellular highways. Others journey to the sites of protein synthesis, where they will provide the energy needed to forge the peptide bonds that hold amino acids together. Still others make their way to the ion pumps in the cellular membrane, where they will power the transport of essential molecules across cellular boundaries. The distribution of ATP is like watching a perfectly organized supply chain, with each energy-rich molecule finding its destination through a combination of molecular addresses and cellular wisdom. There is no confusion, no waste. Each ATP molecule knows exactly where it belongs, and the cellular machinery ensures that it arrives at precisely the right moment. As you observe this energy distribution network, you begin to understand that you are witnessing something truly miraculous. The physical manifestation of the life force itself, the transformation of simple molecules into the complex patterns of energy that make consciousness, movement, and growth possible. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every dream you dream is powered by this ancient dance of energy transformation. The mitochondria continue their work around you, their membranes pulsing with the rhythm of electron transport, their ATP synthases spinning with hypnotic regularity. The sound they create is like a gentle lullaby, a molecular song that has been playing without interruption for billions of years, connecting you to every living thing that has ever existed on Earth. Feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed as you listen to this cellular music, your breathing slowing to match the rhythm of ATP synthesis, your heartbeat synchronizing with the pulse of energy transformation. You are not separate from this process. You are the process, expressed through billions of molecular interactions, each one a note in the symphony of your being. The warmth generated by these energy transformations spreads through your body like a gentle tide, carrying with it a deep sense of peace and contentment. This is the warmth of life itself, the heat signature of the countless chemical reactions that sustain your existence. Let this warmth flow through you, relaxing every muscle, calming every nerve, soothing every thought. As the mitochondrial dance continues around you, you notice other cellular processes beginning to slow and synchronize with the rhythm of energy production. The ribosomes pulse in time with ATP synthesis, the cytoskeletal filaments sway with the rhythm of electron transport, and even the movement of molecules through the cellular membrane seems to match the ancient beat of metabolic activity. This synchronization creates a profound sense of harmony, a feeling that all is well in your cellular universe. Every process is working in perfect coordination with every other process, creating a symphony of such beauty and complexity that it defies description. You are witnessing the fundamental order that underlies all of existence, the deep intelligence that guides every aspect of life. The energy weavers continue their eternal dance, transforming the simple gifts of food and oxygen into the complex patterns of energy that make life possible. Their movements are so graceful, so perfectly coordinated, that watching them is like observing a slow-motion ballet performed by master dancers who have been practicing together for eons. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this energy-rich environment, your consciousness becoming more diffuse, more integrated with the cellular processes surrounding you. The boundaries between self and cell begin to blur, and you realize that you are not observing the dance of energy. You are the dance, expressed through countless molecular movements, each one a gesture in the choreography of existence. Your breathing has become so slow and deep now that it seems to match the rhythm of cellular respiration itself, each inhale bringing in the oxygen that will feed the mitochondrial fires, each exhale releasing the carbon dioxide that is the gentle byproduct of energy transformation. You are breathing with your cells, living with them, being with them in this moment of perfect unity. As Chapter 3 draws to a close, allow yourself to rest in this energy-rich environment, surrounded by the gentle movements of the molecular dancers who power your existence. They continue their work with infinite patience and care, weaving energy from the fabric of matter, creating the very force that animates your being with each graceful gesture, each perfect transformation, each elegant dance step in the eternal choreography of life. The dance goes on, timeless and beautiful, carrying you deeper into the mysteries of cellular existence, deeper into the profound peace that comes from witnessing the fundamental processes of life itself. Rest now, knowing that you are supported by this incredible energy-weaving machinery, this ancient wisdom made manifest in the dance of electrons, the rotation of ATP synthase, the endless creativity of metabolic transformation. Chapter 4. The Healing Symphony. Breathe deeply now, and let yourself drift even further into the sacred chambers of your cellular world, where the most profound magic of all takes place, the gentle art of healing and renewal that unfolds while you sleep. As consciousness softens around the edges, you find yourself floating toward the most compassionate dancers in your cellular universe, the repair crews that work tirelessly through the night to restore, rejuvenate, and renew every aspect of your being. Feel yourself becoming lighter, more translucent, as you approach the areas where your cells are engaged in their nightly restoration rituals. Here, in the quiet hours when your conscious mind rests, an entire symphony of healing unfolds with the patience and precision of master craftsmen who have perfected their art over millions of years. Watch as the DNA repair enzymes begin their gentle patrol through your cellular libraries, moving like careful librarians through ancient archives. These molecular guardians glide along the double helix with reverent attention, their sensitive instruments detecting even the smallest imperfections in the genetic text. When they discover a damaged section, they pause with the concentration of skilled restorers working on a precious manuscript. The repair process is breathtakingly beautiful to observe. The enzymes work in perfect coordination, some carefully cutting away the damaged portions while others synthesize fresh, perfect replacements. It's like watching master weavers repair a tapestry, their movements so fluid and precise that the original pattern emerges more beautiful than before. Each repair strengthens the fabric of your genetic heritage, ensuring that the stories written in your DNA remain clear and true for generations to come. Listen to the soft, rhythmic sounds of this cellular restoration, the gentle whisper of enzymes moving along DNA strands, the quiet hum of new nucleotides being woven into place, the satisfied sigh of a repair completed to perfection. These sounds create a lullaby of renewal, a molecular song that speaks of hope, resilience, and the endless capacity for regeneration that lives within every cell of your body. As you observe this genetic restoration, you notice other healing dancers joining the symphony. The protein quality control systems move through your cells like gentle inspectors, identifying proteins that have become misfolded or damaged during the day's activities. These cellular quality controllers work with the patience of master craftsmen, carefully refolding damaged proteins back into their proper shapes or, when necessary, gently dismantling them so their components can be recycled into new, perfect structures. The process of protein renewal is like watching origami masters at work, their movements so graceful and purposeful that each fold seems to contain ancient wisdom. The chaperone proteins embrace their damaged colleagues with infinite compassion, providing the support and guidance needed for proper refolding. When a protein cannot be saved, the cellular recycling systems approach with the reverence of those who understand that even in breakdown, there is beauty. The amino acids will be lovingly reclaimed and used to create new proteins, continuing the eternal cycle of cellular renewal. Feel the profound peace that emanates from these healing processes. There is no urgency here, no stress or anxiety, only the steady, patient work of restoration guided by billions of years of evolutionary wisdom. Your cells know exactly what needs to be done, and they approach each task with the confidence that comes from perfect knowledge and unlimited time. The mitochondria, those ancient powerhouses you've come to know so well, reveal another aspect of their dance during these healing hours. Watch as they undergo their own renewal process, dividing and multiplying to replace any that have grown tired from the day's work. This mitochondrial reproduction is like watching flowers bloom in extreme slow motion, each new powerhouse emerging from its parent with all the grace and beauty of new life entering the world. The newly formed mitochondria pulse with fresh energy, their membranes gleaming like silk in candlelight, their ATP synthases spinning with the enthusiasm of young dancers taking their first steps on stage. They join the established mitochondrial community with perfect harmony, adding their voices to the cellular energy symphony that sustains your every breath, your every heartbeat, your every dream. Around these energy centers, the cellular cleanup crews continue their vital work. The lysosomes, those gentle recycling centers, move through your cells like devoted custodians, carefully collecting and processing cellular waste. They work with such thoroughness and care, ensuring that nothing useful is discarded while transforming waste products into raw materials for new cellular construction. Watch how these cellular recyclers dance with their cargo, breaking down complex molecules into simpler components with the precision of master chemists. Each reaction is perfectly controlled, each product carefully sorted and prepared for reuse. This is the ultimate expression of sustainability. Nothing is wasted in the cellular world, everything is transformed and renewed in an endless cycle of regeneration. The immune system cells reveal their own healing choreography during these quiet hours. The white blood cells patrol your tissues with increased vigilance, their movements slow and deliberate as they search for any signs of distress or damage. When they encounter areas that need attention, they respond with the gentle efficiency of experienced healers, releasing growth factors and signaling molecules that promote tissue repair and regeneration. These immune dancers work in perfect coordination with other cellular repair systems, creating a network of healing that extends throughout your entire body. They communicate through chemical signals that flow like whispered messages through your tissues, coordinating repair efforts and ensuring that every area receives the attention it needs. The growth factors released by these healing cells are like molecular messengers of hope, carrying instructions for renewal and regeneration to every corner of your cellular universe. Watch as they bind to their target cells, triggering cascades of healing activity that ripple outward like gentle waves on a calm lake. Each wave carries the promise of restoration, the guarantee that morning will bring renewed strength and vitality. As you observe this healing symphony, you begin to understand that sleep is not simply a time of rest. It is a sacred period of transformation, when your body's ancient wisdom takes over and performs the miraculous work of renewal. Every cell participates in this nightly ritual, contributing its unique gifts to the greater symphony of healing that unfolds in the darkness. The stem cells, those remarkable reservoirs of potential, reveal their own special dance during these healing hours. Watch as they sense areas that need renewal and begin their transformation into exactly the type of cell that is needed. This cellular shapeshifting is like watching master actors preparing for different roles, each transformation perfectly suited to the needs of the moment. Some stem cells become new skin cells, ready to replace those that have been worn away by the day's activities. Others transform into immune cells, joining the body's defense forces with fresh energy and enthusiasm. Still others become the specialized cells of various organs, each one carrying within it the complete blueprint of your genetic heritage while expressing only the genes needed for its specific function. The transformation of stem cells is perhaps the most magical dance of all, representing the infinite potential that lives within your body, the capacity to become whatever is needed, whenever it is needed. These cellular shapeshifters work with the wisdom of ancient alchemists, transforming the base material of undifferentiated cells into the gold of specialized function. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this healing environment, your breathing becoming so slow and rhythmic that it matches the gentle pulse of cellular renewal. Each breath brings in the oxygen that feeds the healing fires. Each exhale releases any remaining tension or worry, allowing the healing symphony to work its magic without interference. The sounds of cellular repair create a lullaby of such beauty and complexity that it seems to emanate from the very heart of existence itself. It is the sound of life renewing itself, of hope made manifest in molecular form, of the endless creativity that ensures each morning brings fresh possibilities for health, happiness, and wholeness. Your body temperature has found its perfect balance now, the warmth of cellular activity creating a cocoon of comfort that surrounds you like the gentlest embrace. This is the warmth of healing itself, the heat signature of countless repair processes working in perfect harmony to restore and renew every aspect of your being. As Chapter 4 draws to a close, allow yourself to rest completely in this healing environment, knowing that the most profound restoration happens when you surrender completely to the ancient wisdom of your cells. They continue their work with infinite patience and care, weaving health from the very fabric of existence, creating wholeness from the dance of molecules, ensuring that you awaken renewed, refreshed, and ready to embrace the gift of another day. The healing symphony plays on, timeless and beautiful, carrying you deeper into the restorative depths of sleep, where the most profound magic of cellular renewal awaits your complete surrender to the dance of healing, the poetry of restoration, the endless song of life renewing itself in the sacred darkness of night. Chapter 5. The Communication Network. Settle deeper now into the flowing currents of your cellular universe, where the most intricate and beautiful conversation in existence unfolds in whispered chemical messages and gentle electrical pulses. As your consciousness drifts like a leaf on a calm stream, you find yourself entering the vast communication network that connects every cell in your body, a living internet of molecular signals that has been operating with perfect precision for billions of years. Feel yourself becoming part of this cellular conversation, your awareness expanding to encompass the countless messages flowing through your tissues like streams of liquid light. Each signal carries vital information, each chemical messenger bears news of cellular needs, cellular gifts, cellular wisdom that must be shared throughout the community of your being. The communication begins at the cellular membrane, that elegant boundary that separates the inner world of each cell from the vast ocean of extracellular space. Watch as specialized proteins embedded in these membranes act like sophisticated radio receivers, constantly listening for the chemical signals that flow through your body's fluid highways. These receptor proteins move with the grace of dancers, their shapes changing subtly as they detect and bind to their specific molecular partners. When a signaling molecule finds its receptor, the interaction is like watching two old friends recognize each other across a crowded room. The binding triggers a cascade of changes that ripples through the cell like gentle waves spreading across a still pond. Each wave carries information, instructions, encouragement, the cellular equivalent of a loving conversation between intimate companions who understand each other perfectly. Listen to the soft symphony of cellular communication that surrounds you now. It is the sound of molecules binding to receptors, of conformational changes propagating through protein networks, of genes being activated and deactivated in response to the needs of the moment. This molecular music has a rhythm all its own, slower and more deliberate than the frantic pace of conscious thought, yet infinitely more complex and nuanced. The neurotransmitters reveal their own special choreography in this communication dance. Watch as serotonin molecules drift through the synaptic spaces between your neurons like gentle messengers of peace and contentment. Each serotonin molecule carries with it the promise of tranquility, the assurance that all is well in your neural networks. As they bind to their receptors, they trigger cascades of cellular activity that promote the deep, restorative sleep your body craves. The synthesis of these neurotransmitters is itself a beautiful dance. Deep within your neurons, the enzyme tryptophan hydroxylase works with patient precision to transform the amino acid tryptophan into serotonin. Each transformation is like watching an alchemist at work, converting base materials into the gold of neurochemical communication. The process is unhurried, methodical, ensuring that each molecule of serotonin is crafted with perfect care. As the serotonin flows through your neural networks, it encounters acetylcholine, that vital neurotransmitter responsible for the communication between your nerves and muscles. Watch as acetylcholine molecules dance across the synaptic gaps, carrying messages of relaxation and release. When their work is done, acetylcholinesterase enzymes approach with gentle efficiency, breaking down the acetylcholine molecules to ensure that the signals remain clear and precise. This process of neurotransmitter degradation is as beautiful as its synthesis, a careful cleanup that prevents the accumulation of old signals, ensuring that each new message can be heard clearly above the molecular noise. It is like watching gardeners tend to a sacred space, removing the spent flowers so that new blooms can emerge in their full glory. The growth factors join this communication symphony with their own unique melodies. These protein messengers carry instructions for cellular repair and regeneration, flowing through your tissues like streams of liquid hope. Watch as they bind to their receptors on target cells, triggering the activation of genes involved in healing and renewal. Each binding event is like a key turning in a lock, opening doors to cellular transformation and restoration. The EGF signaling pathway reveals its elegant choreography as epidermal growth factor molecules find their receptors and trigger the autophosphorylation cascade that follows. This molecular dance of phosphorylation spreads through the cell like ripples of activation, each phosphate group added with the precision of a master craftsman placing jewels in an intricate setting. The result is a cascade of cellular activity that promotes growth, repair, and renewal, the very processes that restore your body during sleep. Feel the profound peace that emanates from this cellular communication network. There is no confusion here, no miscommunication or misunderstanding. Each message is crafted with perfect specificity, each receptor designed to recognize only its intended partner. This is communication at its most pure and essential level, direct, honest, and infinitely compassionate. The immune system cells reveal their own communication protocols, releasing cytokines and other signaling molecules that coordinate the body's defense and repair mechanisms. These molecular messengers flow through your lymphatic system like whispered secrets shared between trusted allies, each one carrying vital information about the state of your cellular community. Watch as these immune signals trigger the activation of transcription factors like NF-kappa B, those master regulators that control the expression of genes involved in inflammation and healing. The process is like watching a conductor raise their baton, signaling the orchestra of cellular repair to begin their symphony of restoration. Each gene activated, each protein synthesized, contributes to the greater harmony of healing that unfolds during sleep. The ubiquitination system adds its own layer of communication to this cellular network, tagging proteins for degradation with the precision of a postal service marking packages for delivery. This molecular addressing system ensures that cellular waste is processed efficiently, that damaged proteins are removed and recycled, maintaining the pristine environment necessary for optimal cellular function. As you observe this intricate communication network, you begin to understand that you are witnessing something truly sacred. The physical manifestation of consciousness itself, the molecular basis of the awareness that allows you to experience this moment of perfect peace. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every memory you cherish exists because of this elegant dance of cellular communication. The circadian rhythms reveal their own communication patterns, with clock genes expressing themselves in waves that flow through your tissues like tides of temporal information. These molecular timepieces ensure that every cellular process occurs at exactly the right moment, coordinating the activities of billions of cells with the precision of a master choreographer directing a performance of infinite complexity. Feel yourself synchronizing with these circadian rhythms, your breathing and heartbeat aligning with the ancient patterns that have guided life on Earth for millions of years. The communication network responds to your growing tranquility, the signals becoming more harmonious, more synchronized, creating a feedback loop of peace that deepens with each passing moment. The synaptic communication in your brain reveals its own special beauty during these quiet hours of sleep. The synapses undergo their nightly remodeling, with some connections strengthening while others gently fade, creating the neural plasticity that allows for learning, memory, and adaptation. This synaptic communication is like watching a garden being tended, with new pathways growing while old ones are pruned away to make room for fresh growth. The process of synaptic homeostasis unfolds with the patience of geological time, each adjustment made with careful consideration of the overall balance of neural activity. Some synapses are downscaled, their strength reduced to prevent the neural networks from becoming overexcited. Others are strengthened, their connections reinforced to preserve important memories and learned behaviors. The result is a neural network that is perfectly balanced, optimally configured for the challenges and opportunities of the coming day. The glial cells join this communication symphony with their own unique contributions, releasing signaling molecules that support and nourish the neurons around them. These cellular caregivers work tirelessly to maintain the optimal environment for neural communication, clearing away metabolic waste, providing nutrients, and creating the conditions necessary for optimal brain function. Watch as the astrocytes extend their delicate processes toward the synapses, forming intimate connections that allow them to monitor and modulate neural communication. They are like devoted gardeners tending to a precious garden, ensuring that each neural connection receives exactly what it needs to flourish and grow. The blood-brain barrier reveals its own communication protocols, with specialized cells working together to control the passage of molecules between the bloodstream and the brain tissue. This selective barrier protects your neural networks from potentially harmful substances while allowing essential nutrients and signaling molecules to pass through with careful precision. As you drift deeper into this communication network, you begin to feel the profound interconnectedness of all cellular life. Every cell in your body is part of this vast conversation, contributing its own voice to the symphony of existence while listening carefully to the needs and wisdom of its neighbors. The communication flows in all directions, from cell to cell, from tissue to tissue, from organ to organ, creating a web of connection that encompasses your entire being. The ATP molecules that power this communication network move through your cells like tiny messengers of energy, carrying the fuel needed to maintain the constant flow of information. Each ATP molecule is both a participant in the communication and a facilitator of it, providing the energy needed for the synthesis of signaling molecules, the activation of receptors, and the countless other processes that keep the cellular conversation flowing. Feel yourself becoming one with this communication network, your consciousness merging with the flow of molecular messages that sustain your existence. The boundaries between self and cell dissolve, and you realize that you are not separate from this dance of communication. You are the dance, expressed through billions of molecular interactions, each one a word in the endless poem of life. Your breathing has become so slow and rhythmic now that it seems to match the pulse of cellular communication itself, each breath facilitating the flow of oxygen and nutrients that fuel the molecular conversations taking place throughout your body. With each exhale, you release any remaining tension or worry, allowing the communication network to work its magic without interference from conscious thought or anxiety. As Chapter 5 draws to a close, allow yourself to rest completely in this network of cellular communication, knowing that you are held and supported by the most sophisticated information system in the known universe. The messages continue to flow around you and through you, carrying news of healing, restoration, and renewal to every corner of your being. The communication network operates with infinite patience and wisdom, ensuring that every cellular need is met, every repair completed, every process optimized for your health and well-being. Rest now in the knowledge that this molecular conversation will continue throughout the night, weaving the fabric of your existence with threads of chemical communication, electrical signals, and the endless creativity of life expressing itself through the dance of cellular interaction.